Good morning, everybody. Long time no see, huh? It has been a busy while. As you can see, Miss Austin's babies are growing really fast. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I've got a little boy and a little girl. So I've got to wait and see how it all pans out. But they're moving around a little bit. Little stripy one is sleeping. I haven't thought of names yet. So I'm going to wait and see a little while longer, because they're about somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks now. So I should be able to tell pretty good when I get a look at them. Austin is a bit of a mama bear, so I don't touch them but so much. They've started drinking water now. They're not quite at solid food yet, but I put some in this little enclosure that I set up. That way they get used to seeing it. What happened, Mama? They're playing hide and seek with you. They're underneath there. But everybody is doing good. I have over here, making a bunch of noise, is, pardon my hand, Chunky Monkey. And Chunky Monkey is playing with Gus Gus, I think. You still down there, Gus Gus? No, Gus Gus is gone. It's too dark down there, it's hard to see. There's Miss Maggie, who is doing very good after her surgery a few weeks ago. She's completely recovered now. Her fur is almost gone all back. So, there's Miss Daisy. She's still doing good. And Alex and Katie and Finny are still good. Let me see if anybody else is here. There's Chunky Monkey again. There's Gus Gus. What you doing, Gus Gus? And there's Miss Katie on top of the refrigerator. She's watching from her throne. So everybody's been really good. Right, Miss Katie? She's a good girl. Just peeking around the corner. Oop, who's that? That's Miss Marigold. You gonna get her, Gus Gus? What you guys thinking? Oh, there he goes. Oh, I wouldn't mess with Miss Katie. Don't be messing with Miss Katie, Gus Gus. That's a big no-no. I have an old toaster over there that went kaput that I haven't gotten around to taking down to the dump. Because it's not the kind of thing you can throw out in your regular trash, you know. You have to take it down to the bulk items bin at the actual dump. And I've just been too lazy to do it. So occasionally they start playing with the plug from it. But it's not connected to anything, so it won't hurt anybody. And there's the mamas tag teaming it. What you think, Mama Maggie and Momma Austin? They've been very good. Mama Maggie's been helping Momma Austin with these two kids. She's been helping them clean. Of course, Maggie doesn't have any, she doesn't nurse anymore, obviously, because everything's all dried up. Mostly because her babies are grown. And then she had the surgery on top of it, so I think that kind of helped dry the rest of it up. I know they can still nurse for a little while after they're spayed, but I think eventually when the hormones deplete, it kind of kills the production in the glands, so to speak. So, but she was a good girl. She helped clean them up, and she helped watch over them. When Austin take a break and go eat something, Miss Maggie would sit there and watch over everybody. So they both seem good. They seem healthy. The little gray one has one eye that gets goopy, which is kind of normal for kittens. Anybody who's had kittens knows they get a case of the goopy eye from time to time. And then the little stripy one seems to be a very noisy breather. I can't quite tell yet if it's something in, I think it's a he. It's something in his nose that's doing it. So I'm probably going to take him to the vet just to make sure he's okay. Sometimes he seems like he's breathing awful hard, you know. But yet when he's walking around with Miss Austin, and when he's nursing and everything, he's fine. He doesn't seem to be having any issues, but still, I want to probably get him checked out just to make sure he's okay. And then at some point between now and the end of September, we're going to be taking Mr. Gus Gus over there. Right, Gus Gus? It is time for Mr. Gus Gus to get the snippety snip. So he's got to go get neutered, because he is of age now. I want to get him before he starts spraying everywhere. And then we got to get Miss Marigold and Miss Daisy spayed. And then the last breeder we've got that needs to be spayed is Austin. But as long as we get Mr. Gus Gus taken care of, there's nobody here in the house that could take advantage of Miss Austin, so to speak. Everybody else inside here is neutered. And all of my other boy cats, even the ones that, Pete that goes outside, is neutered. So, she ain't gonna get in trouble as long as she stays inside. So I'm gonna make more of an effort to keep her inside. She escaped on me a couple of times last time, and that's how we wound up with these two more. But I'm going to be watching that a lot more closely. And I've got that nifty net now that'll help me catch her and get her in a trap. She's cleaning him up. So I have my little barrier set up here since they're extremely mobile. They still can climb up on the couch from the cat tree. But they don't, right now, they're not going any further than the couch. They get up on the couch and they crawl around on the blanket there for a little bit, and then they go right back onto the cat tree and back down into their little living space. So far, so good. Everybody's doing okay. Eventually, when they get to the point that they're eating solid food, and they're really running all over the place, I'm going to try to transport them down to the bedroom where the other kittens were. And then I'll put the barrier up just across the door so Mama can still get in. But then that way they'll have the entire bedroom to run around and do their thing until they get old enough like the other group was. I think I let them come out somewhere around 6 weeks or 8 weeks. But the other cats have already been around them, so I know they won't have any troubles getting used to them or anything. It's more just for their safety, because I have a lot of stuff around the house that tiny babies could get stuck in. You know, I don't want them going under the refrigerator because they're small enough to fit. And I don't want them going underneath the stove because they're small enough to fit under there. And that kind of thing. So that's why I take the precautions that I take, because I want to make sure they don't get into or under something that could potentially hurt them. And then we'll see how it goes. So now I've got to think of names for these two little munchkins. I'm pretty sure I've got a boy and a girl. From first glance, it seemed to me, when they were tiny though, but it seemed to me like the stripy one was a boy and the solid gray one was a girl. So, I don't know. I've been thinking of different names to come across, you know, that go together. Being a Star Wars fan, I thought about Luke and Leia. I also thought about Linus and Lucy. Maybe Benny and June. I don't know. different ideas, different thoughts will go through my head. I got to see their personalities first. That's what really brings it out for me. Is I get a vague idea when they're this little, but until their personality really comes out, that's what usually winds up getting me to name them. What you doing, Miss Marigold? Stepping over Gus there. So you talking to Pete? Pete's outside. He's outside sleeping on the little bench I have out there on the front porch. That's his space of choice. In the summertime, he stays inside a lot because he doesn't like the extreme heat. But now that we're getting into this is the best time of year, you know, when you're getting into the days where the high is only like 74 Fahrenheit, you know, 74, 75 degrees. And sunshine, those are Pete's favorite days. He just lays on the porch, and he'll stay out there all day long. And he goes for walks up and down the driveway and around the house, and then he comes back. He goes right back to his favorite spot on the porch and stretches out. And that's his favorite place to be this time of year. It's going to be chilly tonight, I think. The low, I think, is going to go down into the upper 40s. So I have a feeling he and Miss Phoebe are going to be clawing at the door to come inside, because Phoebe loves to be outside. She might try to stay out, but Pete doesn't like the cold. So when it's really, really gets chilly outside, Pete's like, yeah, that's enough of that. I'm going to come back in. So we'll see how that goes. What you think, Miss Maggie? Maggie's down over here to my right. Yeah. But everybody has been good, right, Miss Maggie? Right, big eyes? I see you. I had a lovely vacation. I took a nice little week off and went down to the beach. So I got to spend a whole week with some nice sea air, which was very good for my lungs. I always make my family laugh because I tell them, you know, it's time. I have to take my annual week at the beach to help clean the cat litter out of my lungs. And then some good salty air for a week. Get all the cat litter dust out of my lungs. That way I can come back and fill it right back up again, right, guys? Yeah. What you doing, Miss Daisy? What you got? Hey, you. I'm talking to you in the white fur. What you got, huh? Yeah, she's been a good girl. She getting big. No, don't eat the fan. Hey, knock it off. Don't be doing that. You silly. You're a silly kid. Yeah, you are. No, you don't like orange juice. Yeah. You're a good girl, though. And that's Miss Marigold and Miss Maggie in the window. And Gus is in the top. And Stripey Baby is in the bottom of the thing. And Miss Austin is pinned down, the little gray baby, and is cleaning. So, pretty soon, they look like they're big enough. I put a little tiny litter box in. The little fluorescent green one. You see part of it sticking out there. So pretty soon they're probably going to start litter box training. So I purposely put it in there because that way I've seen Maggie use it, and Miss Austin has used it. So they see what's going on. So that's going to be important. That's one of the other reasons when they get a little older, I'm going to bring them into the back room and set up the barrier so the big cats can still come and go from the room, but they can't yet. Because I want them to be around the big cats and see the big cats also eating and see everybody using litter boxes, and that's how they learn, you know. Everybody will teach them, and then if I have to step in to help out, I do, but for the most part, that's the one nice thing about having so many cats, is when you do have babies, they have lots and lots of adults that they learn from, and everybody kind of pitches in and helps a little bit with everything, you know, like Daisy and Gus Gus and Marigold come in and they play with these guys. So they're learning how to run and jump and play, you know, from watching Gus Gus and Marigold and Daisy, and then they all play with each other, which is nice, so that gets them exercised. So they get moving around. That's why I'm pretty sure the little stripy one is okay, even though he sounds like he breathes a little funny. I think it's in his nose, because it's like when he's sleeping, when he's got his head upside down like that, he makes a lot of, which Chunk does that. Chunk's nose whistles when he sleeps. So I'm hoping that's all it is. It just seems like he's breathing heavy, you know, like he's not exactly struggling, just like he's taking very hard breaths. But yet when he's awake and he's walking around, he doesn't do that. So that's why I'm like, definitely going to get that checked out, just make sure he's okay. Right, we want you guys in good health so we can give you two forever homes. Someplace else. The cat distribution system must work in the opposite direction. I am done. That's it. No more babies. No more cats. I've got too many as it is. It makes me giggle now when I think back at how, when Tigger died, I swore I'd never have another cat. And then I started rescuing, and then, what, about 15 years later, there's 12 of them running all over the place. I still never did see Felix or Blackie again. So I don't know what the heck happened to them, but they disappeared into parts unknown. But they didn't like the babies, so it's possible that they just decided to move on. Hopefully that's what happened. I never found any evidence that they met with any kind of bad ending, so to speak. So I don't think, you know, like I drove around to make sure I didn't find anything that, you know, like they'd gotten hit or anything like that by a car. And I never did find anything, so, and they never showed up at any of the shelters. I was actually able to clear the air with the guy, with the one neighbor that was making all the fuss about everything. And he said he had not trapped anybody, so at least I know they didn't get trapped and dropped off somewhere. So that's good. So I'm hoping they just decided, you know, hey, this place isn't for me anymore, and they moved on. But the good thing is they were all up to date on their shots, and they all were neutered, and so wherever they decided to move on to, they did so in good health. So that's the important thing. And they may still show up, you never know. They've been gone. Felix been gone now almost about a month and a half. And Blackie disappeared right before I went out of town, like the week before I went out of town. So he's been gone about 3 weeks now. So, you know, usually when they're gone a couple of days, I have hope that I'll see them again. But once it goes past a week, I've never had a cat being gone more than a week or two that ever showed back up again. But I've known people that have had cats that went missing for 6 months and then showed back up like nothing ever happened. I think one of my coworkers had one that disappeared on her for 2 years. And she came home one day and there's this cat sitting there and she was just like, what? And she thought, you know, it can't be. It's just got to be another cat that looks like him, you know. And then she found his, he had some kind of a birthmark or something from one of the surgeries. You know, they made like a tattoo or something on him. And it was the same one. So you never know. But we'll just hope that wherever they went off to, that they are okay. Right, guys? But everybody else here has been good. Work has been crazy, like usual. So it's just going to start getting worse from here on out. So we'll see. The closer and closer we get to the holidays, the more difficult it will be to have time to film. So any kind of consistency that I had with videos is probably going to go out the window, which has already started happening. So it is what it is, though. I'll film when I can. Right. See, in the meantime, life has to go on. Oh, here's the little gray guy. They sleep all cuddled up with each other. They're so cute. Let me see if I can zoom in. The reason I'm not, as soon as I get up and I go over there, they run, which is why I'm just sitting here. Look at that cute face. No. Yeah. They're so cute. Because, yeah, as soon as I get up and go over there to try to get a proper close-up, everybody runs. Yeah, they're so cute. They groom each other now. They're learning how to groom. They groom themselves and they groom each other, which is really sweet. What you think, Mama? Yeah, your babies are doing good. You're a good mommy. Mm-hmm. Say, you're a good mommy, Miss Austin. Everything's working out good. You're a good girl. But yeah, so everything is okay. Just busy, 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 busy. But everyone here is fine. Ready for the end of the summer. It's been a good summer, but it's been a hot one. And dry. So I'm kind of looking forward to autumn. And of course now you go in the grocery store and it's pumpkin spice everything. But it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to fall stuff. That's one of my favorite seasons is fall, really. It is my favorite season, actually. I'm a big fall and winter fan. I'm not a big fan of ice. Snow I don't mind as long as it's not a whole lot of it. And I don't like it to be extremely cold, but I kind of like cold weather better than hot weather. I'd rather snuggle up in a blanket and a fuzzy sweater, you know, than be 95 degrees and boiling hot in tank tops, you know. That's just me. So, pretty soon, right, we'll be thinking about Halloween. I'm thinking about Halloween already. That's my favorite holiday. Even when I was a little kid, Halloween was my favorite. Just because I get to dress up in costumes. Because I have fun doing that. In that aspect, I guess I never really grew up. I still like to put on a good costume every now and then. And play with makeup. So, I gotta see. I have one of my co-workers now that works in the front office. Is also a huge Halloween fan. So we're hatching a plan now to have coordinating Halloween costumes. We don't know if we're going to do like pirates or we might do, she talked about maybe being a cat, which I have tons of cat costumes, obviously. You know, I've got lots of little sets of like ears and tails and that kind of thing, and then you just put the makeup on to match it. Because that's the easiest way to do it. When you're working, you know, you can't really get decked out in a full face mask and everything like that when you're working, so. we kind of, you know, most of my costumes that I've had are basically either some kind of animal headband, you know, cat ears, bat ears, something like that, or a little witch hat, you know, and then just, I think one year I had unicorn. I have a little headband that's a unicorn horn. That kind of stuff. So yeah, I have a couple of different sets of cat ears. So I can do, I can either do a tuxedo cat. I have the stuff to make a black and white cat, and I have the stuff to make a leopard print cat. So I might do one of those with her. And we'll see. We'll see how that goes along. I think I have so many Halloween things because I'm such a junkie when it comes to playing in costumes. Like I said, I'm 47 going on 12, you know. I love that kind of stuff. So I've got this whole costume trunk in my room. And I've got stuff for, what have I got? I've got a devil costume. I've got stuff for vampire things. I got lots of vampire stuff. I'm a vampire junkie. I've got unicorn stuff. I've got, let's see, I've got stuff for a devil costume. I've got pirate costume stuff. I've got all kinds of medieval stuff that you could really make anything out of. I have elf ears because I was a wood elf one time. I have a bumblebee costume. A few different hats. I have like a gangster, like a pinstripe fedora kind of hat. It was one year. I'm too fat to fit in it now. But years ago I had a pinstripe, kind of a pinstripe suit. You know, it was like dress pants and a blazer that were in black and white pinstripe. And a white dress shirt underneath it. So I bought a men's tie, you know, and then I found a black fedora hat with pinstriping on it that happened to match the suit perfectly, just by chance. So I had a whole gangster outfit that I wore one time, but I got too fat for the clothes now. I could still wear the hat, though. I think I've got a cowboy hat somewhere. And I've got some pretty cool, like Mardi Gras kind of masks. I've got masquerade kind of things, you know, like the kind that just cover your eyes, you know, and they're elaborate with... Whoops! Whoops! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, let's break that up. Oops. Focus, camera. Come on, camera. There it goes. Are you okay, Chunky Monkey? It's Alex. And Willow. Are you alright, Chunky? Apparently, Chunky got too close to Mama while she was nursing. And Mama decided she was gonna beat his ass. So, it's okay, Sylvester. You're okay. Now Sylvester's frightened. See, when I said Austin is a mama bear, that's what I mean. She's a mama bear. Right? You okay, Chunky? I know. You wasn't even doing anything. You was just jumping down. Now, don't be stupid. See, this is where I love you, but you're stupid. Yeah, don't go back in there, dumbass. Everybody's okay now. You're fine. No fighting. The tension is high. Everybody's okay now. You're all alright. See, Gray Baby's okay. Stripey Baby's nursing now. Everybody is fine. Mama Bear's going apeshit on people. It's okay. Poor Chunky Monkey. All he did was jump down from the window. Sheesh. Alright, everybody's alright, though. I checked him over. He's fine. He just got scared. So. But anyhow, I was just babbling about Halloween anyway, so. Sorry. Miss Katie's on top of the cabinets now. She's ruling from aloft. But that was pretty much it. I was just babbling anyway. You know me, my babble. So anyhow, I hope everybody has a really good week. I hope you welcome the nice fall weather that's coming. Right, Mr. Alex? Mr. Alex hopes you guys have a good week too, right, buddy? Right? What you think? You my buddy? You my buddy? Yeah, that's my Alex. He's my #1 guy. He's watching the birds outside. Okay. Well, we hope everybody has a really good week, right? There's Foo Finny. I has to vacuum. Say the carpet's a mess. We have to vacuum. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, you take care and we'll check back in with you soon, okay? All right. Bye-bye.